In today's video, we are going to be drafting the pattern for this Sunday Kampala dress. You all asked for it, so... Oh wait, is it recording? Oh, I think it's recording. Munchkins, it's Barely and welcome to my little experiment. Today we are going to be drafting the pattern of my Sunday Kampala dress. Yes, I needed to just put this out there because I'll be postponing it since oh, I'm going to edit it, I'm going to film, I'm going to this, and I've not been doing it. So yeah, this is the video, guys. This is actually a bonus video for the week. Yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to start from our base point. So we're going to take half an inch here. From this base point, we're going to take all our measurements. I'll take my bust measurement, my waist. For the waist for the front, I'm going to be using 15.5 because I'm going to be doing a bust dart of 1.5 inches. I'm going to take my hip, then my full length. So my pattern paper is not long enough to do normal full length that I did. I used 44 for my full length. 42 is the actual length, then I added extra 2 inches. Here we have 39.5. So it depends on how long you want it. I'm using 39.5, but for my original dress I used 44. Back 8 for my arm. I'm going to mark our line. This is my bust line, this is my waistline, and this is my hip line, and the under will be my length. The next thing I'm going to be taking is my neck measurement. From the center point to my neck I'll use 3, and for my shoulder I use 7. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7. Come to this my armhole area and mark the 7 here. Connect that line down, come down by 1 inch, then form a slant to that 3. You must have gotten the hang of this and you must have seen this so many times. This 1 inch to this place we have 7. So we're going to take the half of it. The half of it is 3.5, so I'll mark that. Come in here by 0.75. Then on this armhole line, I'm going to mark my bust measurement. My bust is 34 divided by 4 will give me 8.5. So I'll mark that. Connect those 3 lines together to form my armhole. I'm going to take my nipple to nipple point. So my nipple to nipple is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so I'm just going to mark 4 on all my points: my bust point, my waist point, my hip point, and also on my length. Go to my waist, then I mark half an inch here at my waist to get my dart measurement. Mark half an inch on the other side. Then I will come to my hip line. My hip I use 25. Then I'll come here and come up by 2 inches. I'm going to connect that half an inch to the top point here. I'll not connect it all the way down to the hip, but to that 2 inches. To this my shoulder here, this shoulder slant here. Then take the half. I just fold my tape like this. Then I take the half here. Then I connect that line to my bust point. So just connect it to my bust point like this. Take our body measurement. My bust is 34. 34 divided by 4 will give you 8.5. Then I take my waist. My waist is 26 divided by 4 will give you 6.5. Then I replace this dart here, which is 1 inch, and I replace it back here. Then I put my hip measurements divided by 4. I will also put that my hip measurement. Okay, I will just connect those lines. Next thing we're going to be taking is our bust dart. So I'm going to come to this my bust point here, and I'm going to mark 1.5 because like I said I used 15.5 for the front. I'm going to be using 14.5, so meaning my bust dart is going to be 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark that 1.5 inches here and just connect that to my slant here. Here is going to be my bust dart. Let's close our bust dart now. So we're going to cut my bust dart out like this. So I'm going to come here on this my bust line and just cut that, right? Put it up on my shoulder dart. You close your bust dart. Here is it like this, and I'm going to close it like this. That's on my bust dart here. Let's work on the neck. To get my round neck, because it's a high neck, I'm just going to come to this place here and I'm going to come down by 3 inches. Then I take my pattern master and connect that 3 inches to neck. You can do that depending on what you want. Now we're going to retake our measurements and replace whatever was lost along this place. We're going to retake just this place. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is to get our side gathers. So to get our side gathers, I'm going to come to this my waist area here. I'm not going to be curving exactly for my waist because I want my waist to be very snatched, to have that snatch effect there. So I'm going to come down from this my waist. I'm going to come down by 2.5 inches. So it's from that 2.5 inches that I marked here that I'm going to take my curve from. So I'm going to put my curve ruler here on that 2.5. And I'm going to connect it to this the nipple point here. So you see me trying to just, okay. So this is for my curve. So once I'm done with that, here's the side gathers part. Here's how the top is looking like. I'm going to cut everything out. These are our pieces. This is how it's looking like now. This is what we're going to use for the slash and spread method to get our gathers. So we're going to keep this aside. This is our back piece. But first we're going to just take our zipper allowance, which is 1, and I'm just going to mark that. I'll mark that all the way down. This is my zipper allowance. I took 1 inch from the middle part. I also took my base point, which is 1/2 inch from the top. So it's from that base point now that we're going to take our measurement. My bust point. My waist is 14 because I use 15.5 for the front and use 1.5 inches for my bust dart. So my hip. And I'm also going to be taking my full length. Remember the original dress that I made, I used 42 as the full length, but this pattern paper is not long enough. So this bust, waist, hip. Next thing I'm going to be taking is my neck. So I'm going to be starting my measurement from this zipper allowance point. So I'm going to take my neck, which is 3 from here. Then I'm also going to take my shoulder. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2 will give me 7. Then I'm also going to come and mark the 7 on this my armhole line. Connect a straight line. This point down to my armhole line. I come down by 1 inch here. From that 1 inch, I form a slant to that 3 that I marked for my neck on my baseline. To get my armhole curve, from that shoulder slant to this line here, to my armhole line, I'm just going to take the half of it, which is 3.5. Then I'm going to come in by 0.5 inches. You know, for the front, I came in by 0.75. But for the back, I'm going to come in by 0.5 inches. Take my bust point 2 on this armhole line. My bust is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So I'm just going to mark that 8.5 on this armhole line. Then these 3 points are what I'm going to connect together to get my armhole curve. This is my bust measurement, this 0.5 and this slant here. So for the neck area, I'm just going to come here and come down by 1.5 to get the neck for my back. And I'll connect that 1.5 to the 3 that I marked initially. So just connect that. This is my neck, my armhole, and I'll taking my both on equal measurement, which is 4. I'm also going to take that at the back. Remember, I'm going to be starting from this my zipper allowance point. So I'm just going to mark that 4 here. Mark the 4 on my waist. Mark it all the way to your length. Long rule, I don't know why I'm still doing this. After that, I'm just going to come to my waist here and take half an inch here, half an inch here. And I'm also going to come to my hip and come up by 2 inches here, like I did the front part. So from that 2 inches, that's when I'm going to connect my dart to that. This is going to be like my dart area that I'm going to be cutting out. So once we've done that, now we're going to take our body measurement. So on my bust is 34 divided by 4 will give you 8.5. My waist is 23, which is 6.5. Then I replace that dart 1 inch here, and I put my hip measurement and also replace that hip measurement on my length. We've done that. The next thing I'm going to take now is my zipper allowance, in order for me not to have like a zipper bulge. So I'm going to come to this my waist here, and I'm going to mark half an inch here. Then I'm going to connect that half an inch to my neck area like this, then also connect it to my hip. The next thing I'm going to do is take that 1 inch again. So from here I'm just going to like mark my 1 inch. Like I said, I'm retaking that 1 inch again. So just do it this way. After we've done that, I'm going to come down from this my waist point by 2.5 inches. So I'll just mark that 2.5. It's from that 2.5 that I'm going to connect to my. So this is what we have. Here's our zipper. This is our armhole, side gathers place. This is how it's looking like on the full length. Yeah. That thing is, this is how I did my back. Then I transferred this dart to the main fabric. In case you want to do your shoulder slant, and like you want the front and back to be the same thing in terms of dart, you can just come to your shoulder here, divided by 2, bend your tape like this, coming like this. In case this is what you want. For me, I did not do this. I just transferred this dart to my main fabric and cut. So you can just do it like this. If this is how you want to do your own. I'm just going to cut it out. What we have for the back. This is how my back is now looking like. If you want to open the dart and slant it here, out here, like through this place like this, say that's what you want to do. Let me just cut it out so you'll be able to see it. You can also decide to do it this way. And here is your front piece. The sides align. So this is like the side, the back and front. Now let's work on the side gathers. So in order to get our side gathers, you see this side, the part that you normally use to join your dress, like this side. This is the side we are going to start from. What I normally do is I just take the full length and I divide it by 5 or 4. But right now I'm going to be dividing by 5. Whatever I get dividing by 5 is what I'm going to use to slash it. Okay, so I'm going to label this side, I'm going to label this side part side. I'm going to label my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The amount of fabric I use for my gathers is, I just took this Ankara because my Kampala was like this. You know, this shorter side of my Ankara or my Kampala, what I did was I just took it like this and I folded it together and I put my paper on it and spread. So you can go longer, you can use 50, you can use 60, depending on how full you want it. You can even go lesser, you can use 20. It just depends on what you want. I'm going to assume that this is our material now. What we're going to do is You see this part that we labeled side is going to go to the folded side. This part that was labeled side, this is our number one, is what is going to go to this side. This is what is going to be at the side of our dress, because we are not going to be joining anything at the side of the dress. Then in order for us to get accurate measurements at the bottom, we are just going to, whatever length you choose, we are just going to draw the line at the bottom here. So we just draw the line here. This is going to be our full length. So it's from this line now that we're attaching all our paper that we've slashed. And number three goes here. Or number four goes here. And number five goes here. Depends on how wide your material is, that's where you are going to spread it. Measure 1/2 inch at the top part here. So we are going to trace it according to the way this looks like. So just trace it with that 1/2 inch, then trace it down like that. You add extra 1/2 inch to this 5 side because this is where we are going to join it to the main material. So you just trace it like this, and then you cut. And at the bottom, we also cut that because that is the length. We're going to now serve as our gathers. This is how our gathers is now going to look like. So once you join the two sides together like this, flip this here, then you're going to join this one all the way down. You get, going to join this one all the way down. And same with this side, you join it all the way down. So for the cap sleeve, what we are going to be doing is, the length of the cap sleeve is going to be 4. I'm going to take my armhole measurements divided by 2. I'll mark it here. Whatever I get, I'm just going to add 1.5 or 2 inches. On that line, this is my armhole measurement. I'm going to come down by 1. Come down by 1. Also here, come down by 1. So just come down by 1. Okay, take a curve from this point here to this point here. Take our curve ruler here. Okay, that's it. We're going to take the curve at the top. We're using 2.5 inch to curve that place. We're now going to take our armhole measurement from our pattern for this side. I'm going to measure here. Just measure it around here like this. This is 9.5. So I'm going to put that 9.5 here, slanted like this. Then I mark the 9.5 here. 9.5 that we mark, we take our curve ruler, and this 2.5 that we mark here, join it to that 9.5. These two 1 inch that we came down here to join it together. Then this 9.5 to this point here, we also join that together here. So this is what we have for our cap sleeve. A cap sleeve so far. And this method from a YouTuber here, and this has been like the easiest way for me to get cap sleeves. This is everything. Don't forget to add your allowance while sewing. These are all our patterns. This is for the gathers, this is for the sleeves, this is our back, and this is our front. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something, and yeah, I will try and drop more bonus videos like this in the future. Keep a lookout for that, or watch out for that. See you guys next week, and remember, until we make it, we're gonna make it. Bye.